Defensively, I thought for the most part we did a good job. We had a couple of these third downs that we need to take care of and get off the field, and none bigger than towards the end there. So the two offensive, I thought the two offensive three and outs, and the big penalty at the end, and then field position with the special teams wasn't on our side. We were minus 12 there, so we got to stay on top of that, and those all, you add all that up, and you're not going to end up normally on the positive end of things. I appreciate the fight and the guys. I felt like I could, like I said, give them a better opportunity to get in the end zone, and we've got to make sure we do that. So full responsibility right here. And with that, time's yours.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Stephen St. John. We have Nate Bukaty here.
Good morning.
Jake Gutierrez. Deebs. And today on the show, we'll talk to Kansas head football coach Lance Leipold. Kansas back in action at Iowa State this Saturday. One win away still from bowl eligibility. We'll also talk to Mark Borichter, former Chiefs wide receiver. Get his thoughts on the return of Landman. Episode 1 in the books. Jeff Chidia from NFL Network and NFL.com. We'll talk about the weekend that was in the NFL. And then we'll talk to Jeff Kerr about the NFL as well. We've also got comments from Andy Reid, his weekly Zoom press conference with the media yesterday. And so we'll get to that. We'll hear more comments, more post-game comments from Andy Reid, talking about the extremely disappointing 22-19 loss to the Denver Broncos, and where the Chiefs are now, sitting at 5-5, taking on an extremely tough Indianapolis Colts team this Sunday at Arrowhead. A little disappointed in you.
Me?
Yeah.
What did I do?
There was an opening for you to cover the game with me on Sunday. Apparently you either passed or declined or weren't asked or weren't interested.
I don't believe I received an invitation.
Spending time with me out at Arrowhead Stadium. I thought you'd jump at the chance, but a noon game with a full buffet.
Full buffet?
Yeah, you know that. Treats at halftime. You could have seen the
chicken
new
tenders at halftime?
trail mix machine. All the treats they provide us at halftime.
I was not informed of this, so.
I floated it out there. Apparently nobody was interested in that.
Yeah, maybe Lebo didn't want me causing problems.
Whatever.
You know what happens when I go into the locker room and ask questions.
It's a 5-star matchup, dude. Chiefs and Colts, because Lebo can't be there because he'll still be hung over in Norman, Oklahoma, where he's spending the weekend watching Mizzou at Oklahoma.
Hung over in Norman.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to be?
Well, of course.
I straight up declined.
Oh, you got asked?
Well, he looked at me. He said, "You wouldn't want to go, would you?" I said, "I don't know, would I?" He said, "Easton, would you like to go?"
Oh, so that's where it happened?
Yeah.
Did I float Nate's name out to Nate?
I don't think
No.
Lebo gave him the opportunity.
I thought I said something on the air. I thought I said it to Leipold, but maybe I said it just into the wind. I suggested Nate. It was on the air, though.
I have Sunday morning pickleball.
Can't mess with that. Right. You know, Jake, this team's 5-5. This is a big game. The Colts.
It is a big game.
It's massive.
But you got pickleball.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all right. I don't need no one in my territory. You could have been the one to go in the press conference and ask questions of Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and whoever they put at the podium.
I'm sure you could still. There's enough time if you wanted to go, Nate, that we could organize.
Oh, he doesn't
that.
want to go.
Lebo probably didn't want me in there ruffling feathers.
We could have gone to Andy.
Well, I know Lebo doesn't want me in there. I offered
Andy's
to go up there several times.
Tailgate from Andy's Frozen Custard.
Oh.
You know. I'm looking forward to it because it's a noon game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how other people feel about it, but I appreciate noon games at Arrowhead.
Don't get very many of them anymore.
I appreciate noon
rarity.
games at Arrowhead. I really do. It brings back good memories. And look, I don't have anything against primetime games, but very extremely self-serving. Because when I'm out there for a primetime game, I get home late. And then it literally ruins the next day or two for me, and I can't catch up because you get play the violin,
No, it's a real deal. Most people have to go to work the next day, but you have to go to work even earlier. And
I can't leave when the game's over.
Yeah, you can't bust out halfway through the fourth quarter and beat the traffic.
No, but we like it when people do because that lightens it up for us later.
Yeah.
But then you're at the mercy of, hey, when are they going to open the locker room, and is anyone going to talk? And the excitement of a primetime game is great, but the excitement of going to sleep at 1:30 in the morning and getting up at 4 is not. That's not great. There's not excitement around that for me.
And this is being a little spoiled, but back in the day, when the Chiefs were good in the 90s, primetime was a rare thing because you only had Monday Night Football, and then after a while they got Sunday Night Football.
It was a much
involved.
bigger deal back then.
Now there's primetime 3 nights a week, and sometimes a couple games on that same night. So, and the Chiefs are always playing in primetime. So I think it used to be like if it was once or twice a year, you'd be like, all right, hey, let's go. Primetime, it's a big deal. I'm a rally. I'm going to be good. But when it's like, how many times they play in primetime?
They still got 2 more.
It doesn't. It feels
at home.
It feels like a bigger deal, but it doesn't feel like that big of a deal because it happens all the time. If it happened just once or twice a year, you'd be like, yeah, let's go.
And there is
Monday Night
something
Football.
beautiful about a noon kickoff at Arrowhead. My favorite is 3:25.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to get there too early. You're not there too late. It's just right perfect. It does screw with your ability to watch the noon games. And so, you know what? But rolling in there at 9 a.m. and seeing everyone tailgating and having fun.
Yeah.
And the sun shining, hopefully. It's tough to beat a noon game at Arrowhead. And so that's what's going to happen on Sunday against the Colts. And the Chiefs are favored. And it's just, boy, it has been wild to see people throwing themselves off this bandwagon. And I get it. Spoiled. You get spoiled, especially when you're a bandwagon jumper and you haven't gone through the trials and tribulations of being a Chiefs fan for your whole life, and you're new to this, and you're not used to seeing them lose. It could leave a very bitter taste in your mouth, and you want to throw yourself off the bandwagon. But I still, and look, maybe we'll look back at this in a month, and we'll see that I was the fool. But I still feel if they can win this game on Sunday, so stupid. That does sound stupid. I don't think it's out of the question for them to win out. I don't. If they could just get on a roll. I mean, these games that they're losing, they're not, they're not obsessed with losing. They're going out there and they're making mistakes. And they're not playing clean football, yet they're losing these games by 1 score, and then losing these games in heartbreaking fashion. And even though all these things are going wrong within the game, you can look back and maybe one or two plays is making the difference.
Obsessed with losing.
I mean, the Eagles game, the interception that ricocheted off Travis Kelce, that was the difference in the game. The Jags game, the pick six by Patrick Mahomes, that was the difference in the game. This game, the interception by Mahomes, which again is just mind-boggling that we could sit here and say that Bo Nix outplayed Patrick Mahomes, but he did because he didn't make the big mistake. And then also, when Denver had the ball with the game on the line at the end of the fourth quarter, they responded. They produced, and the Chiefs, with 2 possessions with the game on the line, offered up 2 3-and-outs. And so when that happens, one quarterback gets the nod. Mahomes wasn't terrible. He wasn't the biggest reason the Chiefs lost. Look, the Chiefs' defense laid a couple of turds during the final 2 drives as well. They gave up a 3rd and 15, a 3rd and 5, and then when it looked like Denver was going to be caught in no man's land and time was winding down, and you're thinking, man, are they going to get in field goal territory? You allow Bo Nix to complete that big pass to Troy Franklin and put themselves in chip shot field goal range. And so the defense failed as well. And the special teams has been bad. Special teams has not been special, like I said yesterday. And if anything else, you want special teams to at least be neutral and to not hurt you. But they gave up 2 big returns to Mims. Okay, hey, Mims is good. Yeah, he is. But Dave Tobe is considered he has been considered one of the best special teams coordinators in football. And it seems like way too many times this year, special teams has hurt the cause. Again, a missed extra point, a couple of big punt returns given up. It's mind-boggling. And when it's not that, it's goofy penalties. It's things that aren't helping the team. They're hurting the team, actively hurting the team. And so everybody can take credit for that loss. The defense failed with the game on the line. The offense failed with the game on the line. Patrick Mahomes threw another mind-boggling interception that absolutely cost them points. Unless Butker would have missed the field goal, and that's always a possibility, but it seems like he's settled down at least with his field goals. I mean, I'm not going to blame that blocked extra point on him. Looked like there was a sieve right there that led to the Broncos being able to block the field goal. But still, it's one thing to have a turnover, but in a game like that, where field goals were, that's all Denver could muster except for one time they scored a touchdown, when you knew just after watching the game for 5 minutes, like, oh, this is going to come down to the wire. There's not going to be any separation in this game. And I know that this is said in any football game, but in that game in particular, you can't give away points. You cannot throw an interception in the red zone when you've got 3. And I know we get sick and tired of the Chiefs settling for 3, but in that game, you take the 3. Mm-hmm. You take the 3. And would that have made a big difference? Yep, it sure would have. And so that turned the game. And so everyone can take their share of the blame in that loss.
Receivers dropped passes. Offensive linemen lined up wrong in crucial situations for penalties. Yeah, I mean, it was, and as you mentioned, not giving up. I mean, I remember Romo said during the game, this is going to be a game of 3s. You can't give up those 3s like they did. So, yeah. But, to your point about the bandwagon, it was funny. Yesterday, I was sitting in the kitchen listening to you guys, and Kelly was getting ready for work. And I think you said something like, this is so far has been like a mid-season or something like that. I can't remember the exact phrase you used. And she said to me, how many times during the Patriots dynasty did they have a mid-season? And I was like, I don't know exactly, but probably 6 or 7 at least, right? Like in the 20-year span. She said, so how many times have the Chiefs had a mid-season since Mahomes has been quarterback? not a one. It's like, so if they have a mid-season, did the Patriots fans freak out every time they had a mid-season during that era? And I was like, probably. I mean, that's just what fans do. Yeah. She goes, oh, well, it seems like it's bound to happen every once in a while. And I'm like, yeah. But it also still might not be a midseason by the end of it. I mean, I think the Chiefs have shown enough times during this Mahomes era where they've had struggles, they've had lulls, they've, had problems later in the season than this.
Well, I mean, the Patriots didn't have too many mid-seasons. I mean, I think Tom Brady only went 9-7 one time. Every other time he had double-digit wins.
Okay.
So, I mean, 2002, they were 9-7, and outside of the injury year that he had,
They still won like 10 games that year, didn't they?
they might have. I just
With Castle.
Castle won
quarterback?
11 games.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, 11-4 in 01, 9-7 in 02. That's the only year he didn't win double digits. 14-2, 14-2, 10-6, 12-4, 16-0.
10-6 was a midseason for them losing in the wild card game. It's all, not just about record; it's what they did.
Sure,
in the
but I mean,
postseason.
like, their Chiefs are on the cusp of not making the postseason.
Right. They didn't make the postseason in 08, but that was Matt Castle.
Right. So.
Okay.
They also the Chiefs every year have gone to the championship
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And they're going for the tie for the Patriots did it 8 times, and that's the record. And the Chiefs are going
8 times
to the AFC 8 times in a row.
in a row.
That's the record.
But think right now how irritated Chiefs fans are. And the Chiefs just went to the Super Bowl last year. Just went to the Super Bowl last year. Now, imagine if the Chiefs didn't go to the Super Bowl or didn't win it, right, for 9 straight years.
Yeah.
That's what the Patriots did with Tom Brady. They didn't win it for 9 straight years. People have this recollection, well, they were in it, they would win one, then be a couple years. No, they went a decade without winning one. After they won back-to-back in 03 and 04, lost in the division playoffs, lost in the conference playoff, or in the conference championship game, lost in the Super Bowl, and then didn't make the playoffs, lost in the wild card, lost in the divisional round, got back to the Super Bowl, lost the conference championship game back-to-back years. So, I mean, there was a stretch there when there were plenty of people that were, I remember, well, they won their last championship. They're not going to win a championship anymore. And for a decade, that was true. It's easy to go back and say, well, I knew they'd win another one. People didn't know that. They had to reinvent themselves. Think about 9 years.
Yeah.
So how long has it been since the Chiefs have won a Super Bowl?
2.
Okay. Now think
year
about
and a half, really.
what the temperament of the fans would be if we got to year 10 and they had. I mean, you're spilling your coffee just thinking about it.
That was a pretty good catch, though. I didn't
Right.
spill that much because that was, good reaction on my part. But yes, I'm upset about this, so I spilled my coffee.
And again, I don't think. Like, I still think, like, Jake, you're chalking this up to, or what? I still think they're going to win double-digit games.
Yeah, and they might very well.
I still think they're gonna.
Yeah.
I do too.
And so, like, let's say they did win 10 or win 11 and lost in the wild card or divisional round.
That's a mid-season for
Right.
them by their standards.
But that happened to New England.
yeah,
That happened.
yeah.
They got blown out. They got blown out in the playoff game.
Yeah.
And so it just
It also wouldn't stun me if this team went to the Super Bowl
No.
again at all. I mean, it just wouldn't.
No, last week I was kind of kidding, but not really. So you know what? Maybe this is like the reversal of the '97 season when the Chiefs won against Denver with a dramatic field goal by Pete Stoyanovich. And if we can all be honest now, the Chiefs probably were not the better team that year because they didn't have the better quarterback, or they might have had a quarterback
They
that
didn't
was
play him.
they refused to play him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they beat the Broncos. They won the division. They hosted the Broncos in the divisional round, and they got beat. And so, we could sit here and hold on to, remember the Stoyanovich field goal? Remember the Chiefs won the division? I don't care.
Yeah.
What do you remember most about that season? That the Broncos came in here and won in the playoffs and went to the Super Bowl. That's the end of the story.
Yeah, the biggest thing I remember is Elvis Gerback looking at the sideline as the clock ran down because they had no idea how to run a 2-minute offense.
And let me tell you something. If it works out, and it very well could, that the Broncos are the 2 seed and the Chiefs are the 7 seed, and the Broncos, after all this hard work and ending the Chiefs' streak of 9 straight division championships, they get rewarded with, we host the Chiefs in the first round. We host playoff Mahomes in the first round. And just imagine, this game right here, the Chiefs continue to shoot themselves in the foot. And what did it come down to? A walk-off field goal. Are you both going to tell me that the Chiefs couldn't go to Mile High and win in the playoffs?
Of course not.
You going to tell me that, Jake? Say it.
Nope,
Say it now.
I won't. They could do it.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you the question. That's right. I'm calling for Gunther drops. Let me ask you the question. If that were to happen, what's going to be remembered about Chiefs and Broncos from this season 10 years from now?
What happened in the playoffs?
Yeah.
We've seen it with
Let
the
me
Bills.
ask you the question.
The Bills have beaten the Chiefs
Let me
in the
ask you
regular
the
season,
question.
but
We beat the Chiefs in the regular season. They came and cut our hearts out. Because that's what I remember about the 97 season.
Yeah.
Let me ask you the
yeah,
question.
like the Stoyanovich for president memory is a positive memory, but it comes with
Nah.
For a while, that's all we had.
yeah, but it comes with then we lost in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's all we had was a regular season win
Yeah.
against the Broncos.
Yeah,
Remember
we-
Montana and
Yeah.
beat them in a week 5 or whatever it was?
Yeah.
That was great. But that's all we had.
Mm-hmm.
And they won a couple championships. That's what they remember.
Yeah.
And so the story's not over. The story won't be over with what happens if the Chiefs get back at them at Arrowhead. That ain't going to end it.
No.
And look, the dream now that you gotta kind of move the target because the Chiefs aren't going to get the 1 seed. The Chiefs aren't going to win the division. So what could really be a chapter in this Mahomes legacy that we haven't quite seen yet? Well, being a wild card and going on the road from the opening weekend. But then also, what if this is the revenge tour? What if this is, now we're going to go to Denver when they think that they've taken the torch and we're going to, and then we crush their hopes in the playoffs. And then, you remember when there was this second-year quarterback that set the NFL world on fire, and out of nowhere, just they were the biggest thing in the NFL, and they won the division, and you're thinking they're going to go to the Super Bowl and end the dominance of the team that's currently running the AFC. Do you remember that? That was Patrick Mahomes, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to end New England's stranglehold, right?
Yep.
And we all thought it was going to happen at Arrowhead, and what happened?
They lost in
Patriots
overtime.
came in here and won, and Tom Brady and Gronkowski had that stupid video of them smirking, getting on the bus. What if it's Drake May that's running the NFL right now, and the Patriots get the 1 seed, and then their reward in the championship game is they have to play the Chiefs, and the Chiefs go to New England and return the favor. Ooh. And then there's a video of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce smirking, getting on the bus. I'm not going to tell you that stuff's not possible because it still is. The season ain't over. And if you're jumping off the bandwagon, I hope you don't get back on. Because it's not over. You know when it's over? When they're mathematically eliminated or they lose in the postseason.
That's right.
That's when you give up hope on Patrick Mahomes. And it ain't that time yet. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. How about that, Kansas City? I'm filled with optimism today. And later on, I'll be filled with Joe's Kansas City barbecue because we're having a tremendous lunch there later on. What are you going to order, Jake?
Burnt ends.
No, you're not.
Yep.
You're not going to order anything because Eric's ordering everything for us.
Burnt ends, Eric.
Is that what you want the most?
Yeah, that's all I eat. Burnt ends, beef. Is it brisket? I'll have some brisket. Burnt ends. Chicken.
You have to eat one side. What side?
No.
If you had to eat one side for the purpose of
the
this live
fries are
read,
the best.
what is?
The fries.
Okay, then you have a couple fries. If that's what you had to have. I'm telling you. All right, the dirty rice is delicious.
Mac and cheese is delicious.
Well, then we're gonna have it. And for you, good people, if you want to spend more time watching football and less time in the kitchen this Thanksgiving, let Joe's Kansas City Barbecue do the work. Call your closest Joe's in KCK, Leewood, or Olathe and reserve a delicious whole smoked turkey or whole turkey breast. Call and reserve your turkey or smoked turkey breast and schedule your pickup date for the week of Thanksgiving and pick up curbside. All you got to do is reheat and serve, no stress and less mess. And they can do smoked ham, they can do brisket, they can do pork, burnt ends by the pound, all of it. Be the MVP of Thanksgiving with Joe's KC Barbecue and tell them SSJ sent you. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's say hello to Kansas head football coach Lance Leipold now. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing? I'm doing well.
Doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And so just got done with the bye week, and I was listening to some of your comments in your weekly press conference. You tweaked a few things, did some things different, and you talked to your leadership group and decided maybe to give a day or two off to some players and maybe give them a chance to get home or recharge and get ready to finish the season strong. Tell us about what you did differently with this bye week.
Yeah, normally, Stephen, we on an open week we'll practice on Sunday and give them Monday off, kind of a reverse of what we do during the season. But they had talked the last time we had an open week, just the length of the season, that if there was a way that we could just stay with a Monday practice and leave and have the weekend open, that maybe they could shoot home and do some things. They ran and lifted on and we met on Friday, so it gave them time to get out of town, kind of refresh, and actually the results, coming back off some of our tracking devices and things to our strength department showed some real good benefits off that after yesterday's practice.
And so how's the obviously that helps mentally with the team. Physically, how's everything look as far as the physical condition and the injury situation with your team?
We're okay right now. I think everybody's banged up at this time of the year. We've got some guys that will be in question for being able to go on Saturday, but having 3 open weeks this year has definitely helped us. Probably get a guy back or two that would have probably missed if it would have been a game right away on that open week. So we're hoping for the best there, and again, trying to modify practices the best we can, but we're in pretty good shape.
When you're the road team for a senior day like you will be against Iowa State, how do you handle that? I know there's usually a big wave of emotion from the team that's the home team, but sometimes that emotion can work against them, but it seems like you go in there just wanting to ride that wave out and get settled into the game, not let things, not get off to a bad start, because that emotion can work both ways for the opposition.
Yeah, it can go either direction and things like that. I know, last year we didn't play well down at Baylor, and they were pretty emotional on their senior day. That sometimes there's a modification in the early warm-ups about leaving the field early so they can start their ceremony, so to speak, and it just may be a slight difference in what you're used to doing, but most of those things are done while you're in the locker room, and hopefully you can weather that early emotional wave that senior group may be going through, that home team be going through, and then get down, settle in, and just play.
Hey, Coach, I'd love to go back to the comment about the tracking devices and everything, the analytics that you guys have at your disposal in today's game, where you can see the output of your players. What types of things are you measuring? Like, is it heart rate? Is it distance traveled? Like, what kind of things are you guys looking at to measure that?
There's, I guess my best way to say that one would probably be all the above. In fact, as I'm talking, I'm going to call something up here, see if I can find the thing here quickly. But we get explosive movements, miles per hour is big that we get, and we try to track it enough that it's by position group, it's by what are we getting on a comparative from maybe previous Mondays. We get what there's player load, there's max velocity movements, and then the max velocity is in miles per hour, and then a player load is is just given in reading numbers. Explosive movements, usually our defensive linemen are leading in that. High speed distances, that's multiple times over 16 miles per hour running, and then high intensity acceleration, deaccelerations in there. We try to monitor that as best we can. And it's good for comparative stuff throughout the year. It probably gives us our best usage. I don't say maybe not the best, but we talk about it the most during fall camp because of the continual practices before games and whatnot, and where we have to cut a guy back a little bit.
So if you let the kids have a couple of days off and they come back and they're tracking really well in those things, that would stand to reason that a little rest is good for the guys. They come back rejuvenated. I'm curious about the mental rest. Does that come into play too? I would think to being a student athlete, when you got all the pressures of performing and practicing, and you got school and all that, just having a couple of days to clear your mind, do you think that makes a big difference as well?
It does. It definitely does. And one other thing I didn't touch on, we have a different app that our players fill out every day when they come into the building, and we ask them that we try to gauge how their body's feeling, how much sleep they have, other things that kind of gauge, and it's really more just to get a feel if something's going on with somebody. But I guess one of the things that coincided with everything was our soreness level was one of its better with the extra day off and things. So again, we're trying to gauge a lot of different things, but on the mental side as well, and that's mainly how are you feeling, and sometimes just kind of that breakaway. Some, like I said, a few guys went home. The great availability and proximity to a major airport allows guys that can get out of town on Friday and still get back by Sunday evening and get time with loved ones. That's all helping as you go down the stretch here, considering these guys have been here, really all summer long and don't get home very often.
So they have to fill out how much sleep they get, and that's always a struggle for me because I end up sleeping maybe 4 or 5 hours normally a night, and then I try to catch a nap if I can during the day. Just curious, how much sleep you get? What do you average a night?
Well, first of all, Stephen, our strength coach would not be happy with you.
No, I know.
Naps do not make up for quality sleep.
Yeah, there's a long list of things your strength coach would not be happy with me about. Let me tell you, that's just one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably, during the season, if I can be in the 6 range, I'm probably doing pretty good, and that's
right.
Probably with interruption sleep as well, and things like that. So
yeah, that's Don't tell your strength coach anything about that. That's but maybe I need to talk to you.
I'm really disappointed to hear that naps don't make up for it, because I'm like you, Steven. I'm a hardcore napper. So
I've tried to tell myself that over the years, so I was wrong.
We try to tell guys that, again, sometimes when you can see things or see if somebody's been on social media after midnight, but they have to get up at 5 in the morning,
yes.
And you're like, well, I'm gonna take a nap in the afternoon to get you to 8 hours. That's scientifically proven that that's not the best way to go, but to get your body ready to go for performance. So again, we're harping between diet, rest, sleep, everything, that try to holistically get them to play their best.
Social media up late at night. I feel so seen right now. You guys got a tracker on my phone or something? I need to know about that. Nate, get off my phone. All right. Hey, okay, we got this big matchup for you guys coming up against Iowa State. You've won 3 in a row against Iowa State, not only enough, in 3 different locations, in Lawrence, in Ames, and then at Arrowhead Stadium. And these are good Iowa State teams. What about this matchup has led to success for you guys over the past 3 years?
Well, Matt Campbell's done an outstanding job in his time there at Iowa State. Many things philosophically, I think, are aligned with how we try to go about things as well, and being fundamentally sound, be consistent in what you're doing, recruit and develop players well, be physical, and take care of the football, and don't beat yourself. And as we know, Iowa State and Kansas State were 2 of the big favorites to win our conference this year, and they got off to a great start, winning their first 5, but got hit hard with some injuries and kind of hit a bump in it, but then bounced back last week, and before the open week they had one as well, and went down to Fort Worth and got a win at TCU. So playing well, it's going to be a big test, and we're going to have to go out there and play our best football for 60 minutes.
Coach, for the 11 years that I was the sideline reporter for KU, I would look at the schedule, and if you saw a late game in Ames, Iowa, you knew it was going to be bitterly cold and really windy. But I'm looking at the forecast this weekend, and it's like 55 degrees and sunny. That's a pretty nice turnout for what you normally get in Ames, Iowa, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I haven't done my full study yet. But I'm gonna. Since you like looking at that, I've continued to look at how many Southern teams have to travel north late in the season in our conference, and it'd be a good study. But I thought of that too. I've been up to Ames and in the past. In November, and it is what it is. I think sometimes that's what makes football special when you get the other parts of the elements there. But it looks like we're going to have a good day. I think the 11 o'clock kickoff is also advantageous. Play in the middle of the day.
And Coach, when it comes to this idea, this carrot there of the bowl game, do you even have to discuss that much with the team and use it as motivation? Or they kind of get it. How do you handle that?
We talk about it, but again, they know. I mean, guys are smart. They know what they're playing for and what they want to do, and we just talk about being purposeful and making sure that our habits are where they need to be, and to be motivated individually and collectively as a team to go play our best football and have pride in what we're doing, that nobody's going to question what we're about and how we're going to go about doing it, and do whatever it takes. Again, we kind of joke about the sleep and the eating habits and things like that, but these are things that we've been preaching all year long, that we want it to be a consistent thing. And I tell the guys, we don't have a winning practice week template and a losing one. If we don't win the game, then this is what we're going to do this week. And we win, we're going to do this week. It's all about building routines and habits. And again, these are for football and for life after football as well, about being consistent. And again, our guys know what it takes to earn an opportunity to play a 13th game. And I'm confident that this group really wants to get that done.
Coach, as always, thank you for the time, and we'll talk to you next week. Good luck in Ames.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a great week.
And, of course, you can listen to Kansas at Iowa State this Saturday right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
What's up, Kansas City? We're only a few weeks in, and the NBA season is already going wild. Did you check out the Bulls and Nuggets last night? Crazy ending. Stars going off. Rookies are making noise, and the action doesn't stop. And at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is where you can get in on all of it. Don't forget, the Emirates NBA Cup is rolling along. Big moments, big matchups, and a whole lot on the line. NBA action tonight. You got the Warriors traveling to Orlando. Warriors favored by 3.5. Celtics, Nets. Celtics 10.5 point favorite. That's a big one. Pistons traveling to Atlanta. Pistons getting a 1.5 on the road. Check it all out on DraftKings. Know that all scores and odds are always subject to change, but the best way to take in the NBA is with DraftKings. And right now, for new customers, bet just $5 and get $200 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets. All you need to do is go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB. It's that simple. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use code 810WHB, and bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's a no-brainer. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's all in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Kansas only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
This is Gene at House of Diamonds. No paint-by-number custom jewelry, no bogus sales and financing offers, and absolutely no lab diamond ripoffs. Everything at House of Diamonds is real. House of Diamonds on the southeast corner of College and Quivira.
The holidays are here, and Kansas City Cannabis has everything you need to stay merry, mellow, and ready for family time. Celebrate Green Wednesday and Black Friday with 25% off the entire store, plus amazing deals on Vibe, Robust, and Proper. Then roll into Cyber Monday, December 1st, with 30% off all online orders. Now, whether you're shopping for yourself or stocking up before the in-laws arrive, KCC has you covered. Visit kccannabis.com and make your holidays a little greener.
When America needs power, Wholesale Batteries delivers. Nationwide shipping, premium brands, unmatched expertise. We keep America running. Wholesale Batteries, your power partner since 1977. Any battery, anytime, delivered anywhere at wholesalebatteries.net.
Hey KC, it's Lebo here, and when it comes to fencing, Geyer Fence does it all, including running a top-notch retail store. If you need materials for your own project, they've got you covered. Sturdy posts, panels, gates, and the hardware to tie it all together. These are the same high-quality products their crews use every single day, so you know they're going to last. Whether you're up
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you so much for joining us. Took a break from watching sports for the most part yesterday. I needed it. I just had to monitor how many points George Pickens was going to score because he needed a huge night to beat me in fantasy, and damn near got there, but thankfully Dak Prescott stopped throwing him the football. And the Cowboys, though, did beat the Raiders last night, so I guess if you were starving for some football, that was reasonable to watch. But
barely stayed under the under.
Is that right?
Over-under was 49.5. 33-16.
Yeah, that's definitely last night a game that's a game for the gamblers and for fantasy football players because there was not much else compelling about it to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Dak 2+ TDs under. Cowboys minus 3.5. Nice little parlay.
Yeah. Always fun to see the Raiders lose, but Cowboys win 33-16. But you made this point yesterday about so many things to watch other than sports. A lot of TV is kicking it up a notch now. So we got a lot of shows going on, and so I tried to catch up. Jake, I watched, we'll ask Mark Bowditch about this. He's a fan of the show. I watched episode 1 of the new season of Landman.
I did not yet.
And so
I got hooked in on a 2-hour documentary that just was released on Sunday by Ken Burns about the American Revolution.
yeah.
Oh, I've been reading about that. Is it good?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a 6-part,
Oh.
12-hour documentary. They release it one every day. It's a 2-hour episode. So I did not get into Landman because I got sucked into that.
They're not okay. If they're going to promote Andy Garcia being part of this thing, they need to put him in it. Okay, so that's one episode down with no Andy Garcia. But you did get the introduction of Sam Elliott, who is, if you got Sam Elliott in your TV show or movie, then I like it.
Miho.
I'm a fan of Sam Elliott, and man, you'll have to watch. What a great scene to introduce him to the audience.
I watched about a 3-hour interview with Billy Bob Thornton.
That's a long interview.
Yeah, he sat down and was on a podcast, and he talked about working with Sam Elliott and how it seemed like when they start shooting is like they're just having a normal conversation, and then they stop rolling and the conversation would just go on, and it's like that's just Sam Elliott and his relationship is like we're just like having a normal conversation. Any scene that we're in, any scene that we're shooting. So
Yeah, I haven't seen him on screen yet. They introduced him, and he hasn't been on screen yet with
Billy Bob,
but that's coming. And so that was good. I'm catching up on Mayor of Kingstown. Dude, that's incredible.
yeah, it's so
And
good.
Edie Falco,
I'm 3 down. on
known
that.
to you as Carmela Soprano as the new warden of the prison, is a welcome addition.
She's a big pain in the ass.
Right, well, that's very good. And so then also 2 shows that have started that I have not watched yet that I'm going to jump in on. Susan alerted me to All Her Fault, which looks like it's a really good thriller, and that's starring Sarah Snook, who, of course, played Shiv in Succession, and so I'm a huge fan of her, and so I will watch it. Michael Pena's in it, really good cast, and that's I don't want to give. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but I saw the trailer and it looks really good. So, the other one, have you had a chance to watch the new show on Apple Plus, Pluribus?
Yeah, I'm caught up on that. I've been watching.
Is that good?
I don't know yet. It's the first episode was super interesting, and the next 2 have been. It's an interesting premise, that's for sure.
So for people that don't know, it's starring Rhea Seehorn, who played. She played Kim in Better Call Saul.
Right,
and it's Vince Gilligan who created
and that's what got me in.
Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, is the creator of this Pluribus.
Oh, the first episode is phenomenal, and it's a weird premise, man.
Yeah, man, I want to watch it,
different
but
than
I've just kind of been dragging feet on it.
I'm in on it.
I read about it, and I want to get on it, but it's behind these others as far as
Sure.
what my preference is. So, but Landman was awesome. I'm glad that's back. And Mayor of Kingstown's incredible. But I got to catch up. And you got all these sports now. Right now, also. The other thing that you guys, I think, Nate, you would like this. I watched the first 45 minutes of Being Eddie. And man, is it good. Man, is it good.
Is that a movie?
It's a documentary about Eddie Murphy.
Oh, okay.
Being Eddie.
I think I've seen some stuff on
On
social
Netflix.
about that.
I sent you guys
Is that what it was?
One
Okay,
clip
yeah.
of Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
with the
Yeah. With the
Bill
puppets.
Cosby and the Richard Pryor puppets. Oh, let me tell you something. So it's great so far, and I was watching it, but then it was like nap time. Like, okay, I got a little bit of time before the girls get home to take a nap. They talked to Dave Chappelle's in it. Arsenio Hall is in it. Chris Rock is in it. And just, like, Dave Chappelle's great, and get this deep conversation about comedy and an art form and how they were all influenced by Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy getting in deep into how influenced he was by Richard Pryor. But then they show clips of Richard Pryor being interviewed and people saying, you know, they say Eddie Murphy's the new Richard Pryor. How do you feel about that? And Richard Pryor's like, I don't like that at all. I don't like it. And he would piss him off, you know, because there's only one Richard Pryor, right?
Yeah.
Dude. But it's going through how he started in comedy, and I'm to the point now where he's just done, you know, Saturday Night Live, and then 48 Hours, Trading Places, and Beverly Hills Cop. And Trading Places was supposed to be, and I didn't realize this, Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder
Oh, wow.
instead of Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, but Richard Pryor burned himself
Wow.
freebasing cocaine, and then, well, anyway, it ended up with, you know, and so then there was a clip of him talking about it on Johnny Carson on Richard Pryor, and he's like, yeah, it's real funny, but sometimes it got too funny, and I'm like, you know, because he was like, he's watching it like he could tell this is great, and probably thinking that was supposed to be me.
Yep.
But
Yep.
how could you get better than what Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd was? So then this is a good stopping point. But you guys would eat it up. It's great.
What's it on?
It's on Netflix.
All right,
It's
yeah.
so good. And I
Yeah.
can't wait to get to the point
Yeah.
with the puppets of Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby.
Bill
Right.
Cosby.
Yeah. He don't hold back on Bill Cosby. We'll
Oh,
take a
no.
break. Back after this on WHP. Hey, what's up, KC? This is SSJ for Window Nation. If you want your home to be comfortable year-round, your family protected, and an investment you can feel great about for years, you need to check out Window Nation's end-of-year sale. This November, you can save big on windows to do all of those things I said, all right? Protect your family and have your home comfortable year-round. You're going to save 50% off all window styles, plus you can get 0% financing for 5 years, and your total price even includes Window Nation's professional one-day installation. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills every month, and they're backed with a lifetime warranty. How great is that? You know what? That gives you real peace of mind, okay? And if you want real peace of mind when choosing the right company to upgrade your home, listen to what other customers have to say about Window Nation. Check out over 45,000 five-star customer reviews. Put an end to your window problems. Don't wait. Window Nation's end-of-year sale is your chance to save big with 50% off all window styles plus 0% financing for 5 years. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com today to get started. That's windownation.com, and tell them SSJ sent you.
New Day with SSJ is brought to you by Walker Medical Linen Service, Kansas City's trusted locally owned medical laundry. HLAC certified for the highest standards in safety and sanitation. Walker serves hospitals, surgery centers, and clinics across the metro. Walker Medical Linen Service, Kansas City clean, Kansas City strong. Visit walkermls.com.
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810